This may look like just another night at the basketball courts in Hong Kong, but this is actually an anti-government protest. You can see the protesters dressed in their signature black tops, black bottoms, and they're here for what is called the Stand With Morey protest, referencing the Houston Rockets general manager Daryl Morey, who sent out that tweet more than a week ago showing his support for protesters in Hong Kong, then had to dial it back. Take a look over here. You can see they've put posters up on the wall saying "Stand with Morey," "Stand with Fight for Freedom," "Stand with Hong Kong," and also pictures of NBA Commissioner Adam Silver. We are not apologizing. Clearly, they're very pleased with the commissioner's stance when it comes to free speech. He, of course, said that he refused to apologize for Daryl Morey's use of free speech and said he wouldn't regulate his players and teams and tell them what they could and couldn't say. Now, this, as you can see, it's a fairly small protest here, especially when you compare it to what happened last night in Hong Kong. Tens of thousands, organizers said 130,000 people actually showed up for the first officially sanctioned anti-government protest in a couple of weeks. They showed up in central Hong Kong, and they were showing up to voice their support for a bill that is working its way through Congress. It's called the Hong Kong Human Rights and Democracy Act. Basically, what it does in the eyes of these protesters is put a check on China. It would essentially say that the State Department would have to review Hong Kong's special trade status every year and make sure that the Hong Kong government was in line in terms of human rights and democracy, and if it wasn't, that special trade status could be taken away. Now, demonstrators like these guys would say that this is a good check on China. The risk, though, is that it could cause a lot of economic damage here in Hong Kong. It's a bipartisan bill. One of the senators who's a co-sponsor, Josh Hawley from Missouri, was actually in Hong Kong over the past couple of days, made some comments that angered the Hong Kong leader, Carrie Lam. He said that this city was in danger of sliding into a police state. Today, Carrie Lam, Hong Kong leader, came out and said that those comments were irresponsible. And she also said, and the government has said, that this act making its way through Congress is essentially pushing in on the Hong Kong government's internal affairs. So obviously not a fan of that bill. Still has to be passed by Congress and Senate and signed by the president.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.